Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red this Friday morning. Nice and dry and hopefully no rain. I finally made my way to the barber's. Praise the Lord. So, Matthew 14, verse 29. No, verse 31. So Jesus has bidded the response from Peter. He said, come. And Peter's got out of the boat and he's walking on the water. He's making his way towards Jesus, but he sees the rain and the wind and the sea twisting and turning, the problems, and he begins to sink. And he cries out, save me, Lord. And the Lord reached out his hand and he said these words in verse 31. You of little faith, why did you doubt? So he's saying to Peter, you of little faith, why did you doubt? And you might say, well, Peter got out of the boat. He walked on the water a few steps. How does Jesus accuse him of saying, you of little faith? And that sense of stepping out in faith and walking on the water is a new experience for Peter. But in the midst of doing what he was doing with regards to his response to what Jesus said, when Jesus said, come, Peter does get out of the boat. The others, they don't get out of the boat. They're stuck in the boat. They don't get out of the boat. Peter gets out of the boat and he makes his way and he makes a few steps. He has some faith, but amidst his faith exercising, so he sent his faith off to work. The others didn't. The others are back in bed, but he's out there and he's walking on the water. He's having a go. And yet Jesus says to him, oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt? So Jesus is really blessed, I guess, that he's stepped out of the water, that he's having a go. But he can't understand why Peter takes his eyes off of him, starts looking at the problems and allows the problems to distract him from what he intended to do. And you know, so often in our life, we do that. We have a problem, we look to the Lord, we say to the Lord, Lord, help me, save me, do something in my situation, remove this from me, make things that are bad good, make things that are hard easy, solve me, Lord, save me, Lord, deliver me, Lord. And we trust him, and then we see all the problems. And then all of a sudden our eyes go on the problems, and we start worrying about the problems. And things go wrong, and then we start to sink. And you know, I found in my lifetime that Christians who keep their eyes on Jesus succeed. But Christians that keep their eyes on their problems sink. And I've been one of them on both accounts. And I know what it's like to sink. And I know what it's like to get there. And brothers and sisters, we might think that God doesn't want us to get there. But let me tell you, Jesus was disappointed that Peter didn't get there. And Jesus is disappointed when we don't get there. And the only way we're going to get there is to come to a place where we keep our eyes on him. Listen, he is the solution. So we need to keep our eyes on the solution. We need to make sure that doubt doesn't distract us from our focus point, which is to get to Jesus. And I preached last week, we need to get doubt out, because if we get doubt out, we fill our hearts with faith. And faith enables us to do all things through him who strengthens us. So we need to trust in him and not in ourselves. We need to look to him and not at the problems. And when we do that, God will empower our lives to bring about the victories that we seek him for, that we need in our lives. God has not just come to pat us on the back and say, there. God has come to comfort us in our trials and our tribulations, but he's come that we might overcome them. We might be victorious in them, in him. Have a great weekend. Be blessed and keep your eyes on Jesus.